So here's the big question. How do you keep your unique authenticity in this flood of AI? And the new coaching from the CEO of Instagram explains that it's kind of anti-perfection. It's about not trying to make everything look perfect because it's going to be such a flood of AI perfection, just an overabundance of it, that we're really going to need to rely on local networking for one thing, meeting people, shaking hands, having meetings. That's why I created the AI Super Campus and the SeniorAIFoundation.org for free to help seniors really understand how their wisdom, their authenticity is really going to carry the day in AI. To be able to share their experiences, the good, the bad, with their family, and really pass on the wisdom down to your children and to your children's children. And that's why I'm following the path. And I think one of the great credibility opportunities, especially for nonprofits, because I'm starting a nonprofit for seniors, which I expect to have launched in the first quarter of 2026. And that is really determined by Google, what Google can do for nonprofits today. And Google has strict compliance issues to conform to get Google grants worth $10,000. Now, I'm on a mission this year in 2026 to not only form the nonprofit, which I'm going to hire a law firm to help me to do, a 501c3, in order to qualify for a lot of benefits that nonprofits can get, including credibility. But even a nonprofit needs credibility. So what this is going to be focused on is getting and maintaining Google ad grants worth $10,000 a month to promote it.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that could be a total game changer for your nonprofit. It's a massive opportunity that's kind of hiding in plain sight, a way to get your message out there like never before. Let's jump right in.
So if you're in the nonprofit world, you know this feeling, right? You have an incredible, vital mission, but trying to cut through all the digital noise to reach donors and volunteers, well, it can feel impossible sometimes. You're definitely not alone in that struggle.
But what if I told you that Google has a secret weapon built specifically for organizations like yours to tackle this exact problem? Seriously, our sources are calling this the single most powerful tool for a nonprofit to get noticed.
Just stop and think about that for a second. What could your organization do with an extra $10,000 every month just for advertising? How many more people could you help? How many more supporters could you find? There's the number, $10,000. That's a pretty significant boost to your budget, wouldn't you say? And here's the absolute kicker. This isn't a one-time deal. We're talking about a recurring grant of $10,000 in ad credits every single month. You do the math. That's a whopping $120,000 a year completely free.
So, what is this magic program? It's called Google Ad Grants. Basically, it gives eligible nonprofits free money to run text ads on Google Search. So when someone out there is searching for causes you support, bam, your ad can show up right at the top, sending them straight to your website. It's a true game changer.
Okay, so the big question is, how do you get your hands on this? How do you unlock this treasure chest? Well, you'll be happy to hear the requirements are actually pretty straightforward. Let's walk through exactly what you'll need.
So here's the path. First, and this is the big one, you need to have a valid 501c3 status. Next, you just have to register with Goodstack, who is Google's partner for this. And finally, you got to have a solid, high-quality website that plays by Google's rules. That's pretty much it.
All right, knowing the rules is one thing, but having a clear plan makes it so much easier. So here is a simple, 3-step action plan to get this grant locked in for your organization.
Okay, step 1, double-check that your 501c3 status is all official and up to date. Step 2, go get verified through Goodstack. And get this, the source material says this is super quick, usually just 3 to 5 business days. And then step 3, just do a quick review of your website. Make sure it looks good, works well, and fits with Google's ad policies. Now this is really important. A direct quote from our source says, funds don't roll over. That means if you don't use the full 10 grand in any given month, it just vanishes. Poof. It is a classic use it or lose it situation.
But hey, don't let that stress you out. Instead, think of it as a new, exciting goal for your team.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to use every single dollar of that grant each month to get more eyes on your cause, drive donations, and find volunteers.
And it gets even better, because once you're verified for Google for Nonprofits, you don't just get the ad grants. You unlock a whole suite of other amazing tools, including Google's powerful AI and collaboration software.
You know, as one expert puts it, AI is here to stay whether we like it or not. But for nonprofits, this isn't scary. It's actually a huge opportunity to work smarter, not harder. Let me show you what I mean with a real example.
The power here is incredible. I mean, imagine using a tool like NotebookLM. You could literally upload years of donor reports and just ask it, hey, what are the biggest trends here? Or on the flip side, you could upload your employee handbook, and then your team could just ask it questions about PTO instead of bugging HR. It's a huge time saver. And on top of the ad grant and the AI tools, getting verified also means you get free or seriously discounted access to Google Workspace. We're talking Gmail, Docs, Drive, all the tools your team needs to collaborate, all in one place.
So, let's wrap our heads around this. We've talked about what it is, why you need it, and how to get it. The value is just immense. It's a direct pipeline to the people who need to hear your message, right on the world's biggest search engine, right?
At the end of the day, the Google Ad Grant is so much more than just free advertising. It's not about clicks or data points. It is a megaphone. It's Google handing you a megaphone to shout your mission from the rooftops to the exact people who are looking for a cause just like yours.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Your mission is important. The work you do is vital. There is a tool out there, right now, designed to help you find the people who want to support you. The only question left is, how will you use it to make your mission impossible to ignore?
That's $120,000 a year to promote it. That is great. That's wonderful. But I think something that's even more important than that is the Google credibility. Google is not going to give me $10,000 a month in Google ad grants unless I'm in strict compliance with the authenticity of the nonprofit's mission, which is to help seniors learn AI. So right now, and I do some of my best work out and about. While I'm out walking, I'm in one of the most beautiful parks you're ever going to see in your life. This is my favorite oak tree in the world. I come and visit often, but I also use AI to keep my mind and my fingers busy throughout the day by creating content on the go. Because, for example, I sat down on a bench and I went into ChatGPT and into Gemini, and I asked for what kind of content can I create that is unique to me and that nobody else in the world can really create. Well, I have a very unique background. I was with NBC TV and radio networks in New York starting when I was 22 years old. And, my videos aren't perfect, and I'm not perfect. So that is what I'm going to concentrate on, is just really being a senior and letting all the things that come from being a senior be okay, and confront the reality that I am a senior, because a lot of seniors do have a hard time confronting the fact that we are now seniors, because it sneaks up on us, okay? And one day we go, wow, how did I get so old? I am authentically here to share this amazing coaching, really, from the CEO of Instagram, who talks about the flood of perfection that AI can create. And it's going to become so overwhelming and so boring. And you can spot a lot of it, but it's even going to be able to create imperfections to try and fool you. So that's what I wanted to concentrate on, is to tell seniors, your authenticity, your experience is one of a kind, and it's unique to you. And that is going to be your best strength, to be able to pass on your authenticity to your family. Now, right now, I don't have a teleprompter. I'm just talking based on my experience. I'm out for my walk. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I've been researching AI for a long, long time. So I'm really happy to be able to share this content, not with what I'm saying right now, but to really be able to give you the heads up about this coaching.
Okay, so we're going to dive into this really fascinating idea called the imperfection signal. And it's all built around a huge question. In a world that's about to be flooded with AI content, how do you actually prove you're human?
Let's just start right there with the central question. I mean, think about it. When a machine can create a perfect image, a perfect video, a voice that sounds exactly like a real person, how do any of us know what's real anymore?
All right, so to really get where we're going, we first have to understand where we've been.
Let's set the stage a little bit, because there's been this massive shift in who we trust online, and it's been happening for well over a decade.
For the longest time, power has been moving away from these big, polished institutions. Think of the traditional news networks or giant movie studios. And it's been flowing directly to individual creators. And the reason's pretty simple, right? The internet lets them connect directly with you, their audience. It's personal, it's raw, and it completely bypasses all the old gatekeepers.
And look, this isn't some brand new trend. Trust in those big institutions has been on a downward slide for decades. Way back in 2014, the analyst Ben Thompson made this brilliant point that the cost to distribute things on the internet had basically hit zero. Anybody could reach a global audience. And that just put this whole shift into overdrive, away from the top-down stuff and toward creators that we feel like we actually know.
But just as we were all getting used to this new world of authentic creators, a massive new force comes along and changes the entire game: artificial intelligence.
And this creates a huge problem, because the very things that made creators feel so real and special, their rawness, their unique voice, well, now all of that can be simulated. AI can generate photos and videos that are completely, 100% indistinguishable from reality.
So we are walking straight into an era of infinite content, but it comes with this really heavy price: infinite doubt. We're going to have more things to watch, to read, to listen to than ever before in human history. But we're also going to have more reason than ever to question every single pixel of it.
And if you want to get a sense of just how big this change is going to be, look at this. Right now, most of the media we see is captured by a real human with a camera. But in just a few years, that is expected to totally flip on its head. Our feeds are going to be dominated by stuff made by AI.
This changes everything for creators. It's not enough anymore to just make good stuff. The new challenge, the real hurdle to success, is proving that what you made is uniquely human, that it's something only you, with your life, your experiences, your point of view, could have possibly created.
So that brings us to the core idea here. If perfect can be faked, what actually becomes valuable? What's the new sign of authenticity? Well, the answer is kind of surprising.
This single idea right here, this is the key to the whole thing. When polish is cheap, when perfection can be generated with a text prompt, it's the flaws, the mistakes, the rawness that suddenly become the new markers of what's real.
And this is what we're calling the imperfection signal. It's this idea where flaws aren't just mistakes anymore, they're deliberate signals. They're basically proof of life, proof that there's a real, messy human being behind the camera.
The crazy thing is, we're already seeing this happen. Just think about the vibe shift away from that old, perfectly curated, flawless Instagram feed. The new aesthetic, especially in things like DMs and stories, it's way more raw. It's all about sharing these unproduced, real moments, not just the perfect highlight reel.
What's so interesting here is that all of these examples, they're basically a rejection of the kind of polish that AI and, heck, even our own phone cameras make so easy now. A blurry photo or a shaky video feels real precisely because a machine would never choose to make it look that way. And this is the real kicker. Being unpolished, it's not just a style choice anymore. It's becoming a deliberate, almost defensive strategy. It's a creator's way of planting a flag in the ground and saying to their audience, hey, you can trust this because it's messy, it's flawed, it's human.
Okay, so how does this change things for us, the people actually consuming all this media? Well, it's going to require a fundamental rewiring of our brains, a huge shift in our most basic assumptions about the world we see. The author Malcolm Gladwell talks about how humans are hardwired to default to truth. It's just more efficient for us to assume people are being honest. It's how we cooperate. But as AI gets better and better, we're going to be forced out of that comfortable state. We're going to have to shift to a totally new mindset, defaulting to skepticism, questioning everything we see right from the start.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Eventually, AI is going to learn how to fake imperfection too. It'll learn to add the shaky camera movement, the blurry photo. So the ultimate signal of trust can't just be the content itself. The focus has to shift from what is being shared to who is sharing it. Their history, their reputation, their consistency over time, that becomes the only real proof.
This puts a huge amount of responsibility on the social media platforms themselves. And maybe the winning strategy isn't trying to chase down every single fake. Maybe it's about certifying what's real. This could mean things like using tech to put a digital fingerprint on an image the second it's taken, or clearly labeling all AI content and just showing us more signals about the accounts we're looking at.
And for us as users, these are the kinds of questions we're all going to have to start asking all the time. Does this account actually have a history? Is their behavior consistent? We're all going to have to become our own little digital detectives, constantly looking for the signs of a real human life behind the screen.
So at the end of the day, here's what it all boils down to for anyone creating or consuming content in this wild new world. The technology will keep changing, but the one thing that will always be scarce and valuable is trust. And the people who can build it and maintain it are the ones who are going to win.
And that really leaves us with one final, pretty heavy thought. As that line between what's real and what's synthetic blurs into basically nothing, we're all going to have to make a choice. What are you going to place your faith in? The thing that was created, or the person who claims to have created it?
We seniors are really in the best position to be able to rise above the flood of the rising tide of AI. So I hope this helps, but you're going to get a lot more out of looking at the video, especially if you're in business or getting back, maybe unretiring and getting back into business. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. I'm Mike Hayes.